American, we have shotgun. German. You think that is air you're breathing right now? Germany in both world wars. USA has joined the match. Little girl dresses up as a witch for Halloween. Everyone. Oh, that's so cute. Her Catholic father. Jules Verne writes a novel in which an American spacefact launches from Florida carrying 3 men to the moon. Everyone else. You're about 104 years too early. When you were the first global empire. But today everyone thinks that you are a part of Spain and that you speak Brazilian. Not stonks. Me. How do I fight oppression? Google. Bing. Native Americans. Surrender. Andrew Jackson. Those white flags are no match for our muskets. Germany. Guys, don't use shotguns, it's inhuman and wrong. America. You've schnitzed your last schnitzel partner. Never be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Stop making historical movies grossly inaccurate by turning them into action movies to draw in audiences. Teacher, we got a new student, he's from Russia. Girls, OMG, hope he's cute. Boys, it's on Nicholas too. I don't get it, why does everyone love Rasputin so much? Empress Alexandra. Strong, powerful, huge, whopping penis. Pepsi in 1988. Pepsi in 1989. Pepsi in 1990. Russia's greatest love machine. The Tsar. John Paul Jones is what happens when you fuel patriotism with gummy vitamins. Archimedes points death ray at a ship. Some unfortunate Roman soldier. Congratulations, you are selling us land. Please do not resist. When you're a country in Eastern Europe during the Cold War era, you're invited to the Soviet Union. Natives, not a problem, I think we can coexist. Portuguese, Spaniards, French, Dutch and English. So anyway, I started blasting. England. Hey Scotland, wanna hear a joke? Scotland. Yeah sure. England. Independence. Scotland. I don't get it. England. You wouldn't get it. When a house doesn't give you candy in 2019. When a house doesn't give you candy in 1814. Ignaz Semmelweis, we will drastically decrease the mortality rate if we just wash our hands. Every other doctor. Oh no 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 no. Healthy Christian boy exists. Ottomans. You'll be a soldier. Some ancient guy. You'll never make music by blowing air through a piece of wood. Guy who's about to invent woodwind instruments. I can try. Natives exist. Conquistadors. You have lost life privilege. When the public asks NASA how they are going to win the space race, the secret ingredient is Germans. French public, now that Napoleon is exiled, we can get down to booze. Napoleon literally 111 days later. Argentine right, capitalism. Argentine left, communism. Jew and parent. There is a third option. I wish for 1,000 more wishes. Portugal. Oh yeah, we have so many spices, this is really cool. The Netherlands. Napoleon taking over most of Europe and being a spectacular military general. Napoleon being short. France telling how horrible the German occupation was. Poland. France fighting the Nazis. France fighting the British 5,000 miles from home. France fighting rich people. The clergy, why do we have to pay such high taxes to the church? The Pope. Well, basically Satan. Annex Austria and Czechoslovakia. Overrun Poland, France and Norway. Bomb and starve the British until they agree to peace terms. They keep fighting. Invade Russia instead. Nobody. People in 1492 when someone got hanged. Mop. Drink your soup, it's not that hot. The soup. When Britain digs up a 500-year-old treaty to force Portugal to join World War II. Modern problems require medieval solutions. Russians when the snow starts speaking Finnish. Russians when the mountains starts speak Afghan. Russians when the radio starts reading Holy Bible in Polish. Trojans when the wooden horse starts speaking Greek. Americans when the trees start speaking Vietnamese. Macbeth when the forest starts speaking English. Teaching people to speak your language and settle their lands. Teaching people to adopt your religion, then enslaving them. Enslaving people and kill those who refuse to go in the ships. Killing everyone and replacing them with your own people. I didn't blow up the Maine. Remember the Maine, to hell with Spain. There's been a misunderstanding. Looking for all the Armenians in Turkey after 1923. How strange. There's nobody here. Selling Alaska to the US because it's just useless tundra. The US finds oil there. Learning history through reading books. Absolutely barbaric. Learning history through memes. People have never been violent than they are now. Vikings ripping people's ribs out. The Allies after Germany ends up losing another world war. It's even funnier the second time. We did it, we time traveled. But to what year? Let me ask that guy over there. Hey, what was the most recent treaty to be signed? The Peace of Paris. Absolutely no clue. Time travel to shoot down the Hitler. Time travel to convince Hitler that he is a good artist. The British wishing that peace was an option after the Boston Tea Party. Americans won the space race. Soviets won the space race. Germans won the space race. Australians fighting in world wars. Australians fighting a bunch of birds. Nobody. South Africa in 1960. When you sneeze in Finland and the snow says bless you. Vodka time stops. Woodrow Wilson creates League of Nations. Wilson doesn't join League of Nations. European countries who are left to fund it. Hold on. This whole operation was your idea. How many countries can you fight at the same time? Germany in World War II. Yes. Protesters demand reasonable amount of freedom and autonomy. Chinese government. So anyway, I started blasting. So glad I grew up doing this. Not this. Unprotected village near the Baltic Sea exists. Russians. Japanese Empire in Japanese history books. Japanese Empire in Chinese and Korean history books. Japanese Empire in Michael Bay and Roland Emmerich films. History teacher mentions Greek mythology. 9-year-old to read Percy Jackson. When you hear the trees talking and you think you're going crazy. When you remember you're in Vietnam. Germans when stealing artworks all over Europe. Germans when the Americans steal their scientists. Greek philosophers every once in a while. I'm extra big large brain. The Soviet Union. After liberating a country from Nazi Germany. After all, why not? Why shouldn't I keep it? Britain finding territory that is already inhabited and can support the empire. I too must stay for a bit. Martin Luther, what the Catholic Church is doing is wrong and immoral. The Catholic Church. I only accept apologies in cash. When you're a young child in Victorian London, and you have to get a job, so your 12 siblings don't starve. Pre-Columbian cultures have their own unique religions. European colonizers. When everyone talks about Rome's roads, but no one talks about your roads. Sadinka noises. Beethoven composing music before he went deaf. Beethoven composing music after he went deaf. The Germans trying to capture Antwerp in order to cut Allied supply lines. The 101st Airborne at Bastogne. Computer date algorithms on New Year's Day 2000. Now it's time to get funky. 8:32 AM. How to kill an archduke. 11:02 AM. What is a world war? Japan. I surrender. I surrender, Jesus Christ. America after dropping second nuke. In the end there's only one reason you lost. You really pissed me off. Brutus. What should we do with Caesar? Cassius. Britain's reaction to hearing that Japan bombed Pearl Harbor and the US will be entering the war. Mom, can you give me Nazi scientists to punish them for war crimes committed during World War II? Yes. Actually developed rockets like a boss. Moon time. When African Americans create a new type of music in New Orleans, jazz music starts. When it spreads throughout the world, jazz music intensifies. How the British Museum acts like they got their artifacts. How the British Museum got their artifacts. America puts missiles near the USSR. USSR puts missiles near America. America, you weren't supposed to do that. Attacking Canada while Britain are fighting Napoleon. Britain sail up to the White House and burn it down. Bolsheviks when a city name ends with Berg. Bolsheviks when committing war crimes and killing civilians. Spaniards in 1528, did you bring back any valuable commodities from South America? Spanish conquistador Don Hernan Cortez. Bean. People joke about Pepsi becoming the 6th largest navy in the world. The country that got knocked to 7th place. When you jumpstart the French Revolution but then get murdered by revolutionaries for not revolutioning hard enough. You can't do this to me. American cartoons today. American cartoons in the 30s. US creates NATO. US complains other countries aren't paying their fair share. Other countries. Hold on, this whole operation was your idea. Canada internally today. Canada during World War I. Canada during World War II. Canada during the October Crisis. Teacher, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. The kid from the Congo. Native American, welcome to our land. European settlers. Shoot him. Shoot them all. American textbooks after America gets involved in any other country's affairs. I did it. I failed the world. Me explaining that medieval European food was not bland, with available seasonings like salt, garlic, honey, mint, dill, chives, fennel, oregano, parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme. My friends eating Indian curry. Switzerland whenever there is even a hint of war on the horizon. I'm docile. I'm agreeable to a fault. The amount of artifacts in British Museum. The amount of artifacts that are not from its colonies. When the British go on holiday anywhere in the world, who would have thought, after all these years, I'd return to the scene of my greatest military disgrace. As a tourist, Winston Churchill bringing up the 1373 Anglo-Portuguese treaty to get them to lease an airbase in the Azores in 1943. I summon you to fulfill your oath.